Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be another review video. In today's review video, we are taking a look at this Nightline PVS-14. Before we get this video started, I wanted to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is Core Essentials. I have been rocking a Core Essentials belt as my EDC belt now for almost 5 years plus, and I absolutely love everything about it. I have beaten the crap out of it. What makes these belts special is how rigid they are. No matter what size gun that you carry, it's going to hold it up no problem. And also it has a ratcheting track system in the back of the belt that is going to lock in place and ensure that that thing is never moving on you throughout the day. You can click the link down below and use the code FIREARMFREEDOM10 at the end, and that's going to help the channel out and also give you 10% off of your order. I am very proud to finally get this freaking review video up on this PVS-14. I believe that this is actually the first review video of a Nightline PVS-14 that I have seen on YouTube. I have tried searching far and wide, and if I am missing somebody's video, I'm very sorry, but I am not seeing anything on this very cool, very high quality PVS-14. Of course, as always, full disclosure, what is my relationship with Nightline? Well, they basically help me out a little bit by giving me a small discount off of the price of the tube, and that was about it. I still paid a good amount of money for this, but they wanted to get this out in the YouTube circles and see my honest opinions. And without their help, I would not have been able to get this thing on the channel for review, so I greatly appreciate their support. And quite frankly, guys, a little bit of a side note off of the actual night vision device itself, Nightline has been an awesome company. I've worked with Wes over there. He's a great guy, so shout out to him for this video. They have been incredibly informative, and they really are trying to bring this stuff onto the regular civilian market for sale. And when it comes to night vision devices as a whole, I know this isn't everyone's cup of tea because of the price that everything is coming in at, but the more companies like this that get out into the public and into the open and selling night vision devices to regular everyday civilians, the cheaper this stuff is going to get over time. So it's awesome that they're getting in there. I think they have a very good product for the money. I've also taken so long to come out with this review just to learn as you guys are basically learning in this video with me. It has taken me months to try and just fully get to the point that I think I can do a review on this product. We have now brought it out on night shoots, night hikes. I've messed with it a lot, just dry firing, getting reps in at the house, and I finally feel like I am at the point to do this video. But you guys know, because this video is in a Night Vision 101 playlist on my channel, that I am trying to learn night vision as a total beginner and also put this informative information out for you guys that are beginners as well. Right off the bat, the specs that you're going to see from Nightline. You have a PVS-14 that is white phos. There's a few different options from L3 to L-bit tubes. This one in particular is an L-bit tube, and the FOM option on this, which is just a general number that people use to measure the quality of a night vision device like a PVS-14, is below 1800 FOM or above 1800 FOM. Obviously, when it comes to that number, the higher the number, the better quality of tube generally. Of course, with a lot of night vision devices, there's a lot of other things to take into account. I like to compare a night vision device like this to looking for diamonds or something like that. There's blemishes and other clarity things that you're going to be looking at that are going to differ depending on which option you go with. I have seen now a handful of my buddies go with Nightline as well, all with the 1800 plus FOM options, and each one was well into the 2200 FOM area, which is very impressive. It shows you that they are taking time to make sure that they're not just going with the bottom of the barrel, but they're trying to get as good of specs as they possibly can. In this case, this specific tube has a FOM max rating of 2,485.2, which is awesome. Some other specs that a lot of night vision nerds out there might be interested in is the signal to noise, which is 32.7. Again, a great number there. And then also the EBI, which is 0.99. So overall, that's a great spec setup on this tube, and as you guys are going to see in a lot of the back roll footage throughout this video, the tube looks great and I have absolutely no complaints. There are a few blemishes, but in every tube out there, there's going to be a blemish. It really just depends on where. So if you picture your night vision device as just one circle, you're going to have a small black dot somewhere. Every tube is going to have one or two. It just depends on how small, how large, and in what quadrant of that circle it is going to be in. This is ever so slightly up in the left corner, and I only see it sometimes. It's not too big, it's not horrible, I can barely see it. I will try to do my best to show you guys it on screen right now on camera. And the best way to show you, and also if you want to see with your PVS-14 if there's any blems, you should look at a white wall, and by looking at the white wall, it's going to really just give you a blank screen to be able to see if there's any small black dots or anything like that. Now, another quick note about Nightline as a company. This is a company that I believe has been selling night vision devices now for about 20 years in mainly the law enforcement circles and then also in some foreign military circles and things like that. So they are not new in the night vision game. However, this is a brand new step that Nightline is taking into the civilian world. So you guys might see that if you're searching for a Nightline device after this video, there are not a lot of places out there that sell them. You can buy this direct on their website for about $3,800. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, that's so much money, but in the world of PVS-14s, that's actually not too bad for a good quality tube. You can give them a call and see who their distributors are. They're now opening up to a lot of different gun shops out there. They could give you some recommendations and numbers, and I have seen prices more at the $3,500, $3,600 area at gun shops, so you will pay a little bit less at the shop as well. Now, this particular PVS-14 is a little bit special. A lot of the standard PVS-14 options will have an adjustable gain knob in the front, and you'll have your illuminator and other things up here in the front, but most of them have a knob that's going to control the gain, and then also a knob to turn on the device or turn off the device. Well, this one's a little bit different because as you can see here in the battery pack section, we actually have buttons. Now, I've grown to absolutely love these buttons. I have no problem with the standard knob on a regular PVS-14, but this makes it so easy to turn it on. Now, when you're just turning the device on, you're pressing the on button. That's going to crank it on. And then to turn the infrared illuminator, so essentially think of it like a flashlight, but only viewable in the IR spectrum of things. By just clicking this, it is going to flash the infrared illuminator, and if you double click it, it is going to stay on. Now, to control your gain, think of it like an ISO setting on a camera or something like that. To simplify it even more, it's just going to make what you're seeing as bright as possible. So when you are doing that, you're going to see more and more little noise, like on an old video camera or something like that. And the more that you turn up the gain, the more noise you're going to see, but the brighter the image is going to get. That gain, instead of being controlled by a knob manually in the front, is now controlled by these plus and minus buttons here. That is a really easy and nice way to control the gain on your device. I can tell you that a lot of the time messing around with reps on this device at the house, I am in an area that is closed off, a basement that has absolutely no windows or anything to the outside light, so it is pitch black. They're not magic. They need some small light. Even the smallest light will help them see, and if there's no ambient light whatsoever, it's going to basically pick up nothing. But I can tell you guys that even with zero, the smallest amount of ambient light, this still performs incredibly well. Now, when it comes to the onboard illuminator here, by clicking that on, it's like you turn on a flashlight. You can see everything, very high quality, crisp image, and I have absolutely no complaints with this at all. Of course, we've done a lot of star stargazing, you guys are going to see the night hikes, and I've never been in a situation where I felt like this device was lacking in any way. Now, unfortunately, another reason why this freaking video took so long to come out is because I learned very quickly that filming through a PVS-14 is very difficult, and it is not an easy task. So a lot of the footage that you guys are going to see is either from my night vision camera, which is a Psionics Aurora Black, and that is going to be just showcasing some reps and other different things. But then you're also going to see majority of the footage all filmed through this PVS-14 or another Nightline PVS-14 from a pano bridge video that is going to be coming out soon as well. Sometimes it comes across looking very gray, and then other times it looks very blue. It depends on what you're filming with. I can tell you that to the human eye in person, it's going to look a lot more blue, and it kind of has like a bluish white look to it, and it looks phenomenal. There's absolutely no problem there. What your Nightline device is going to come with, standard from the factory, is a rear cap portion that's going to go on the back. When you don't want to use this cap, it does come with a small eyepiece that's just going to clip on right there, and it's going to be a rubber eyepiece. I felt that this really wasn't necessary a majority of the time, but it's really a personal preference. And then you're also going to get a front cap. Now this front cap is going to have a small pinhole that you guys are going to see there, and that essentially changes the aperture of the device. If you are focusing the device, and this ring up at the front is how you would control the focus that you're seeing, and that's what you're going to be messing with a lot. Most people will do what's called an infinite focus. So they'll stand outside, they'll look at something like the stars, and they'll focus the device until it is crystal clear on the stars, and that's going to give you clarity at about the 25-yard plus area, maybe a little bit less, but you're going to be able to see clearly. Now, up at close distances, when you're manipulating a gun or when you are trying to sight something in or whatever, everything is going to be one big blur. But with this pinhole front cap, if you place that over the front portion of the PVS-14, all of a sudden, everything up close gets incredibly crystal clear. That's just kind of a little bit of weird technology that goes along with the other black magic that is a night vision device, but it is nice to have. And of course, you are going to get this cool bag. Now, some night vision devices come with J-arms and other things. This does not. And as a note to Nightline, it'd be super cool if they threw in a J-arm or something like that. It just gives you a little bit less to worry about if you're just trying to get it out and use it immediately. Others come with a old school skull crusher type mount. The rear portion of this PVS-14 has your diopter, and this is basically going to adjust the PVS-14 device to your specific eye. Everyone's eye is going to be a little bit different, so by adjusting this, typically you want to adjust this one time, leave it alone, providing you're not taking it on or off the helmet, and that way you are going to just adjust the focus and be good to go. So that is this diopter here in the rear. Now, this specific device has, of course, as I mentioned earlier, manual gain. They mark it on their website as variable gain, but variable gain, manual gain, from everything that I've looked at, that's the exact same thing. So it has that variable gain option. And then it also has what's commonly referred to as auto gating. And in this case, they say automatic brightness control, or ABC. And basically what that means, it is a protecting feature that the device automatically does. So essentially, if you go from looking at something in almost zero ambient light and all of a sudden you turn around and there's a bright room or a bright light shining, the device is actually going to stop that light from coming in to prevent any immediate damage on the device. Now, this only does so much. Of course, if there's a bright laser or something like that shining in your device, there's a very, very good chance that it will burn or temporarily burn that into the optics of the device. So that's something to be very, very aware of. If you are messing with this, of course, again, it does have auto gating, but say you're at the house and you're practicing with your IR laser, getting reps in, and let's say you got a full power IR laser or a very bright IR laser. If you're just sitting that thing on a white wall, there's a very good chance that you could hopefully just temporarily, but possibly permanently burn that into the device, so it will create a blemish. So that's just something to be aware of. Of course, if you're outside at a longer distance, that's not something you're going to have to worry about. The battery pack here that the push buttons are on can accept a CR123 battery or a AA battery. There are specific battery recommendations that is all going to come with your user manual and other things, so just read through that. Overall, for this first review video of the Nightline PVS-14, I am incredibly impressed. There's a lot of different companies out there where you will see night vision devices from them, and those devices are still going to be almost $3,000, but you're getting factory second tubes. The quality of the tubes is really hit or miss, and when you're ordering something like that online, it's really tough to see. Now, this one in particular is going to have a 1-year warranty. Other devices might have a 2 or 3 year, but the reality of it is these are very good tubes. And I can tell you guys with confidence that I've now seen, again, maybe 4 or 5 other people close to me with Nightline tubes, and each and every one has been just as impressive as the last. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited that the price point isn't terrible in the world of night vision. And if you save up a little bit or sell a gun or two, it is definitely obtainable. That is going to wrap up this first review video on the Nightline Gen 3 PVS-14. If you guys have any other questions about this device or anything else on the channel, please throw them down below in the comment section, and you guys know I absolutely will get back to you. While you're down there, head up to the description and check out those links where you can support the channel. And as always, stay tuned for more great content coming soon.